Hey guys, Drenosh here, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Emerald Expert. This is a slightly different episode. I have spent my time offline recovering from the mistake of not saving the game properly, and I have got everything up to level 29, ready for the electric type gym. However, that is not the main reason for this video. I took a hiatus, and I've been really nervous about this because I am a seriously tiny YouTuber. And I've prepared an answer to a relatively large YouTuber, Birdkeeper Toby, one of my favourites. Brilliant guy, amazing channel. If you don't watch him or watch me, what are you doing? But he's doing a battle series kind of thing where he's challenging people to answer questions about their channel and other questions alongside of it. And I've taken time, I've written it down, I've composed myself for recording this video because, well, I want the chance. Let's start with, before we get into the gym, which is right here and ready to go, I'm going to answer the first question. One, why am I called Drenosh Gaming? It's a good question, really. The name Drenosh is something I coined whilst I was playing World of Warcraft as a combination of my name, Josh, and the race Draenei. Put them together, you get Drenosh. Since then it has stuck. My character in Monster Hunter World is named Drenosh as well. I play that on Twitch sometimes. I've taken a hiatus at the moment due to things going on in my life, but I will be getting back to it at some point soon. It's one of the things which I want to get around to this year again. And my Pokemon Go name is also New Face Drenosh. I would be happy to show people my Pokemon Go collection if people are actually interested. I don't want to post things on here other than what I want to, unless people actually want to see them. So, I mean, if I get any comments or whatnot, whether it be now from the recommendation to Birdkeeper Toby, or whether it just people fall across my video and want to see my Pokemon Go collection, I'm happy to do so. Without further ado, let's get on with this gym. I think I'm going to put... yeah, Tyrants and Aggro are first. I think they're two people ground type moves. Both of them terrible. Rock Slide is not brilliant. Rock Throw. Okay, neither of them have ground type moves. At least one of them should be resistant to electric type moves, which is a start, at least. And while we get on with battling this guy, or these characters, we will talk about number 2. And again, Birdkeeper Toby, I really hope this complies with your idea of answering your questions. I thought it'd be better to do it alongside with a gameplay that I've been trying to do for a while now. And the second question is, what is your favourite Pokemon game? Now, this is a really difficult one for me, because I have multiple favourite Pokemon games, and the two that stick, because I'm a Gen 1er, I know, terrible, are Yellow. Yellow is probably one of my favourites because it's so nostalgic to me. It's the first game I ever owned, which really helps with, like... sorry, 1 second. Rock Throw. Really helps with me loving it because it was my first game. I loved that game. The thing is, Articuno hates me. Absolutely hates me. I went through over 100 attempts in Pokemon Yellow using paralysis, sleep, low HP, just to try and catch that thing. Never did. The cartridge still hasn't uncaught Articuno because I reset it every time because I wasn't losing it. It's one of my favourite legendary birds. It actually miffed me off mildly. But there you go. Yellow was an amazing game. I love it to bits. But in the same respect, I've always thought it was a bit lacking. I don't know how to explain it properly. Like, there was always something missing. It was a really good game, but there just wasn't as much storyline, as much progress, and it just reminded me of the anime. But I reckon my favourite game pips that one just. Using Moo Milk already? Kind of broken. Good switch, however. I reckon Crystal was probably my favourite game, honestly. Crystal was an icon. It was 2 regions. I loved that. I loved the fact we had 2 different regions that we could explore through, not just the limit of 1, which was just mind-blowing at the time. I mean, you think we're on Game Boy Color, and no matter how good the Game Boy Color was, it was lacking in some performance aspects. And to think that you had that much, like, to it, was amazing. It really was. Also, it really helped that 2 of my favourite legendaries actually are in that game. Lugia and Suicune. And basically, that's what won it over as well. I love the legendaries in that game. The legendaries in that game were superb. I loved Lugia. Granted, Pokemon 2000 movie did sway me big time towards Lugia's favour, but it's a cool Pokemon. Psychic Flying, didn't understand why it wasn't Water Flying. Hydro Pump and Surf and Aeroblast. Now, Aeroblast suits, it's flying. But it did learn a lot of water moves, and it was the Legendary of the Sea. I just don't understand why it wasn't water, to be honest. Water Flying would have been cool. I suppose it would have also given it a double weakness. Its whole point is to be a special defense tank, so that might have been their thinking. But who knows? This is Pokemon Company. It's not like they haven't made poor decisions before. It's part of the reason I like them. Any company that shows that they're not perfect, they try, but they aren't perfect. That is a good company. Like, they work the best they can. I don't know. Seeing a fault in person doesn't necessarily make it a bad thing. It just means that, like, they've got something to work on. I love it. Brilliant. Which leads me on to my third question, which, to be honest, it probably won't be very surprising to you guys to learn of my favourite evil team. I've explained Gen 1, Gen 2 are probably my favourite games of all time, so you can see what's coming, really. I will say, however, that whilst I love the concept of Team Snooze, I really think it's my second favourite team. It's just got so much interesting stuff behind it, and it's been thought through so well. And fair play to Birdkeeper Toby, he put a good bit of, like, thought into that. And I really enjoy the concept. But my favourite Pokemon evil team has absolutely and totally got to be Team Rocket. I'm sorry, without Team Rocket we wouldn't have Mewtwo, which is, again, one of my favourite Pokemon, especially as shiny. I am a big shiny lover of the all shinies green. Like, it's my favourite colour, for one. 2, so yeah, okay, some green shinies do look a bit like vomit. Like, not a very nice green. And those are the ones which I don't generally like. But Mewtwo shiny is so cool. I love it. And that's not the only reason I love Team Rocket. Obviously, there's a nostalgic reason. Gen 1 and 2, they were the active evil team. And it was really interesting to fight against them. They were fun. They really were a fun team to go against. And the last point in which I absolutely adore Team Rocket is the fact that I loved all the Pokemon cards to do with Persian, especially the jungle version. That lovely tree with a sunset in the background, and it was just magnificent. I love that card to bits. It really turned me to Persian being a really cool Pokemon, where I saw it as kind of a lame cat wannabe Pokemon that I know I didn't rate very much, but as soon as I saw that card, I fell in love. It is a gorgeous card. And all those things put together make Team Rocket easily my favourite team. I do enjoy, I think Sword and Shield ones are a bit silly, to be honest. Like, I mean, all the enemies in Sword and Shield are just not really evil teams. I mean, I suppose the people who, spoiler alert, if you skip 10 seconds into the video, help the, what's his name? He looks like David Beckham. He's like the manager of all the burn contests and that, and he's the one who brought us upon the darkest day. He and his team are about the closest we have to an evil team, and even they weren't evil, they were just misled into something they shouldn't be doing, right? And even you see that, the team stays around. They're just the organizer of the event. There is nothing special about it, per se. Which, there's just no depth. I mean, Aqua and Magma had depth, but I just didn't really appreciate them half as much. As I said, I grew up with Gen 1 and 2, and a lot of it is nostalgia. So, my top 3 teams are probably Team Rocket, then Team Snooze, and then possibly Team Skullgrunt. Team Skull. Like, they are bonkers, quirky, interesting. All the things which, I mean, do pique my interest a little bit. It could be quite interesting. This is not a good matchup for either of my Pokemon. But, yeah, oh, and I hit the wrong move. That will not help. Thank you, appreciate that. Let's Rock Slide it. I know I'm just going for the same thing over and over again. This will probably be not very effective, actually, due to it being steel. Oh, maybe not. Oh, it was. It just doesn't matter. Magnemite is that weak. Which leads me on to the 4th question. What should people expect from you this year? Well, I'm currently learning video editing. Obviously, my cuts and that are very, very basic at the moment. And I understand that, and I'm working towards it. It's been a case where I've been trying to get into YouTube for a very long time, but my anxiety has stopped me a lot of the time. And because of that, I really haven't bothered that much. And I'm actively watching and learning how to video edit, and I will be intending on making my edits better instead of like they work at the moment, but I can't be thoroughly impressed with them for obvious reasons. They do the job, and it gets me into it. It gets me doing it. It gets me overcoming my anxiety and talking to people, which is part of the reason this video took so long. I was extremely anxious, mainly because this is a big YouTuber. This is someone with millions of subscribers. Well, deserves millions of subscribers. Has a good amount of subscribers. And I'm not going to lie, it makes me nervous. It does. But my thoughts on the thing is, if I didn't try, why not? It's not going to harm me. It's not going to do me any harm to throw myself out there. I can ride foul comments about how new I am and how my editing's not exactly up to scratch. But how do you do things? You learn. You do them, you make mistakes, you learn from your mistakes, you move forward, you repeat. So, here I am, making my mistakes, making my editing problems, and learning from every single one of them. My microphone has been absolutely terrible recently. Granted, I've turned everything down and it's still maybe a little weak, but you should be able to hear me today, hopefully. I am trying to get a better microphone. It is the first thing on my list for my YouTube channel because everything else is just getting destroyed. Like, it really is. I'd like to have at least some quality in my videos, and I believe that I have some. I know how to play Pokemon. I can advise people on how to do it. Obviously, this one I've been talking over and talking about different things. But generally, I run people through type effectiveness and why I'm using the moves I'm using. But my main concern is just getting better with editing, getting more confident with recording, increasing my upload schedule to make sure it's at least 1 per week, if not 2. I'd love to get to the point where I'm uploading 2 videos a week and have a dedicated day where I do it, but I have to work past my anxiety during this to do so. I know, another thing I've got to get over is makes you look dumb. Just an FYI. Lastly, I'm trying to work on my confidence, as I said. I will be more comfortable recording through my anxiety problems. The more I do it, the more I've recorded, the more comfortable I've felt. Sorry. That was my dog. As I record more, I've become more confident with uploading, like, what I have to, and recording in general, but obviously putting strain on to push myself to link my video into a big YouTuber's videos. It really is a push for me. That's why it's been a hiatus for a couple of weeks. I've really put my head down, I've written it down so I don't mess up, I've basically done everything I can, but it's still nervous for me. But there you go. My main intention of this YouTube year is to become more, as a sum up, is to become more reliable, more consistent uploads, work through my anxiety and push forward through that to get to the point where I feel comfortable recording completely. It's something that I enjoy, but apparently with notifications off, your phone can still ring. I guess ringtone and notifications are two different things. Sorry about that. As I was saying, consistency, work through my anxiety, get more comfortable in recording and processing to people, obviously it being more nervous with linking it to a big YouTuber. Simple things, easy enough to do, and I will be working towards it. And without further ado, let's get on. I think we're at the gym leader now, as I move on to question 5. Why did you start a YouTube channel? Which for me is kind of a big one, because I mean, why did I start a YouTube channel? If I have all this anxiety and stuff going on, why did I get round to doing it? Well, I've been thinking of starting a YouTube channel for a very long time. Truth be told, people in my life, less nice people, were telling me that it was pointless. You know, it was stupid, it was dumb. What's the point of starting YouTube? And a lot of the time, I believed them because of my anxiety. But I thought I had some spare time in my life. I could learn basic editing at least, so that I could get by. Maybe not as good as some of the really good YouTubers around, but get by with it, which is enough. Like, my self-consciousness took a leap for me to actually do so. And I took a leap of faith, and I really enjoy making videos and content for people. I like to think I'm entertaining people. Now, obviously, my nerves get in the way of that a little bit, and again, the only way I'm going to work through that is just by doing it, getting out there, doing it, making the best I can, and slowly improving my content where I can. At this time in my life, I needed something to get my teeth into, and YouTube was perfect, combining my love of entertaining people and Pokemon in general. This is why I'm a Pokemon YouTuber. This is why I've started with this. It was, I know it sounds bad, but it was easy for me to get into. It was something I was comfortable with and wanted to portray to the world, because Pokemon gets so much love these days. There was a point in time where Pokemon kind of died a little bit. The hardcore fans were there. I know that. But Pokemon Go really reanimated the fans into loving the franchise again, or even people who weren't into the franchise. I've seen many walks of life. Playing Pokemon Go, you see all different people. Old, young, like, well-off, poor, every background of people you can imagine, I have seen playing Pokemon Go. And even though I don't respect Pokemon Go as a full Pokemon game like these, I absolutely adore the original games. I can't criticize how much that game has, like, brought the franchise back together. It was a start for all of people to come back to Pokemon. It was such a big thing. YouTubers everywhere covering it, and like, it brought out the love for Pokemon. And that's what I'm here for. I love Pokemon. I grew up with it. This one I played Hoenn a good long while after it was released, and again fell back in love with Pokemon. It's a brilliant game, and this was an example to try and test myself. I will be doing some Nuzlockes in the future, but I'm warming back into it. I haven't played this game properly for a long time, and this is supposed to be quite a difficult one. It's also why I picked this game. It's challenging for me as well. Granted, my team's not exactly set up perfectly for each gym, and I need to get that Bray Loom up and running to deal with my father's gym, because that's going to be scary. But I'm making the effort, I'm making the push forwards to advance the channel, make it better, make it worth doing, you know? And I'm really enjoying it. I really am enjoying it, even through my anxiety and the nerves and stress and everything. I enjoy recording. That's the main reason I started this channel. I enjoy recording, editing, making content. And without that, I don't think anyone can truly be a good YouTuber. There's just only so much you can fake, if you get what I mean. Like, I've seen YouTubers carrying on down the same road of what they've been doing, not because they love it, not because they want to, but because that's what their audience are used to. Now, I'm not going to say in the future that I'm going to be an exclusive Pokemon YouTuber. There will be a theme throughout the run time of my actual YouTube career of being a Pokemon related YouTuber, because as I said, Pokemon is part of my life. I love Pokemon. It's what I've always known. It was the first game that I really fell in love with, and I think that about wraps up why I chose to become a YouTuber, or at least to try to become a YouTuber, make content for people and try and enjoy it, and that really hurt. I'm hoping that Grovyle can tank out a lot of this, if I'm honest. In fact, there's a perfect example of what I can use it for. My flying type is useless. Brings me on to question 6. Name someone with less subscribers, or equal-ish, that you would recommend. Now, this is a really hard question for me, because I don't know any YouTubers that are less than I am subscriber-wise. I really don't. There's probably some out there, but searching for them, for people with less than 11, 12, 13 subscribers that I have, I respect every single one of my subscribers, and I thank you greatly for being here. But there's my point. So what I've done is, as to not be like, well, I can't, I'll note a few people who are a bit bigger and why I like them, and why anyone watching my channel who miraculously does not know why these, why does not know these YouTubers already, and I have no idea why you wouldn't, but that is what this is about. I've made it from smaller YouTubers and promoting them to slightly bigger YouTubers that I adore and watch regularly. Moo Milk again, that is kind of broken, but well. If you're going to heal that much, I really am going to heal some more. Oh god, double team, this could get fun. We're going to start with Lockstin and Noggin. I am mentioning him because it was one of the very first Pokemon YouTubers that I actually started watching again. Other than Pokemon Go YouTubers like Mystic7 and Train Tips, which, let's face it, you do not need any push for YouTube subscriptions at all. They are massive. But Lockstin, his content is brilliant. If you look at his content, it's where I want mine to be in the future. It's where I want to get to. Like, I really want to get to the point where I can edit and throw together videos like that guy can. Lockstin and Noggin is brilliant. I miss Noggin a lot, because Lockstin has actually ended up backing him off for the videos a bit, because people told him he was dumb and silly, but that was half the fun of him. It really was. Half the fun of Lockstin's and Noggin was Noggin because it was entertaining. His satirical views on stuff were brilliant. But in the same respect, he's a brilliant YouTuber. He covers more the theories behind Pokemon. Take it all with a pinch of salt. Even he says that. He takes the mick out of his own theories here from time to time, which is amusing. I really enjoy the content. And Lockstin Noggin, if you haven't seen him before and you're on this channel, go check him out. Like, that is an absolute order. You do not know what you're missing. If it takes me losing a subscriber for him to gain one, go ahead. The second person I'd like to discuss is True Green 7. I have always been fond of like people with the talent of drawing. I really have. Like, I really enjoy people who can draw well. This is going to be a nightmare. I'm glad I chose to do it for this one. I'm saying heel for heel with him, basically. Yeah, but he does fusion artwork and collabs with other artists, and some of his artwork's really cool, and some of his collaborations are really cool. Some of the people he runs with are brilliant people. I really, really enjoy his content because he is so talented. Like, not just as a YouTuber, but in general. He is a talented person. He can draw, he can, like, entertain, he can do everything. And the third one is a shared one with Birdkeeper Toby, mainly as an honourable mention because before Birdkeeper Toby suggested him, I did not know about the Aura Guardian, and I really enjoy his content. He's a really good YouTuber. I thoroughly, like, enjoy his content, and thank you to you, Birdkeeper Toby, for introducing me to him as well. He's very, like, down to earth and entertaining. He's just entertaining. He really is. He's such an entertaining, like, person. Like, in general, he's a great bloke. I think I may have actually worn out his potion collection, and that berry means that if he goes to sleep again, he's not going to have a quick wake up, which should just help me get rid of this Jolteon, because this Jolteon is being a right pain in my... Yeah. I'm going to run out of potions at this rate. This is silly. Oh, come on. Fury Cutter, please, please, for the love of God, actually hit. I'm trying to amplify the damage via something, but his... Oh my god. Yeah, I am actually, like, stressing a little bit here. Please hit. This will hurt. No, it won't. Hypnosis. Great. Right, and I'm just going to speed through this. Just please sleep. What, for one more turn? Nope. Please stop missing. Eve. Physical attack. Oh my god. Do I have max accuracy actually? Could be a good shout. I do. What do I want to hit it with? Honestly, my best bet is probably to revive my Larvitar. And hope for the best. Do I even have any revives? It would appear not. There's that option gone. I can see myself losing this run through. I've been talking about everything else way too much. This is a poor option, but I have to. Fame's attack is 100% accurate at least. I'm quite sure. Yep, never misses. This is going to come down to a struggle match. Yeah, see? I can't hit anything else. Yep. So we're just going to faint attack. And he's stuck trying to double team, which is actually benefit for me. Oh! Downside is, if Tyrant actually did get a level, which I can't remember whether he did because I've been stressed to do this. Yep, knew that was coming. Thought I might be able to outspeed. Right now I'm just trying to weaken this guy a bit. Stop, stop, stop. I should have used hypnosis, but then again hypnosis is very inaccurate. There we go. Good night. And he's got rollout going. Ground type move, right? Please say it's not rock type move. I can't remember. It probably is. Not gonna lie. Steel wing, probably the best thing. Yeah, it's a rock type. How is he hitting me every single time? Attack axe. Yep. He's just gonna roll through unless he misses. Oh my lord. And I don't have any... Do I have any TMs? Actually could help. I really don't have anything that is ground type. Which is not a good thing against this gym. This gym is actually relatively difficult. I really don't want to leave this episode off on a bad note of not winning the gym. But I might have to continue this gym battle in the next one, guys. I am having a lot of trouble with this, and I need to think my way through. I will probably record that straight away afterwards and try to make this a double episode. But for now, I'm going to finish off with tag 3 people is the main, like, last, number 7 question. And again, tagging 3 people is really difficult for me. Getting people to see my tag in the first place to answer them would be difficult. So I think if any of you big YouTubers see this through Birdkeeper Toby's videos, I would love to see lots of the noggin reply. That would be a brilliant video to see. Him answering all these questions would be good. M&J TV maybe, another one which he could answer these questions. I'd love to know why he started YouTube, where his name comes from, though I'm quite sure I know that one. So on and so forth. Now here's the problem, the third one, because I haven't thought about a third. It's really difficult to think about someone who would possibly reply to your video when you don't really have much to go on. I can't tag these people, I can't tag them on Twitter and guarantee they'll see my comment. But if any of those two, I'll leave it at 2, if any of those 2 YouTubers hear this cry out to answer these questions, which, to line them out again, if anyone else wants to do it, is 1, why are you called what you called? Like, why is your YouTube name what it is? 2, what is your favourite evil team? No, 2, what's your favourite Pokemon game? 3, what is your favourite evil team? 4, what should people expect from you and your channel this year? 5, why did you start YouTube in the first place? Again, some of the bigger ones, it'd be quite interesting to hear their stories for starting YouTube, because everyone starts small somewhere. 6, name someone with less subscribers or equal to you that you think you should recommend and deserve more. And 7, finally, tag 3 people around you that you think will answer the questions as well. And let's get this trending around the internet. Let's get people answering. Let's get people on board. But until next time, hopefully with more success in that gym, I will see you next time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a subscriber if you are. If you aren't, feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed. Like, follow the video, notifications, all that jazz. And I am out.